G'day everyone, welcome back to the Perkins Engineering YouTube channel. Thanks again for the continued support, all the comments, likes, even the one person that dislikes all the videos. It's good, it means they're still watching. But again, thanks for the support. We try and get to everyone's comments. If not, we've definitely read it, and thank you for the support. This episode, we're gonna cover off a bit of an update on the Volkswagen Resto. Larry sneaks around a little bit, but he is back in town building up the engine, and we're doing some work on the chassis behind me. So let's catch him with LP now and see how this project's coming along. Well, what are we up to here?
Well, I'm getting close. Look at this. I'm just offering up the exhaust, but a piece of the exhaust has gone missing. It's probably on one of the old tractors up the farm. But then I'm juggling that to when I've put the oil into the engine there onto this remote filter head, which obviously hooks up to a decent Ryco filter, and so I've just got to make sure this in pipe doesn't hit the exhaust, and we're nearly there.
So the engine's just about complete, ready to go?
Yeah, as it was. All I've done is pull it apart, inspected it, put new piston rings in it, cleaned it out, painted a few things I didn't have time to paint way back in 1978, and I'm just looking at the exhaust. It's terribly rusty, and one day I might make a new stainless one if I get enthusiastic, but no, we're pretty close. Next week or 2 weeks time, be in the chassis and making noises.
Always lots of questions about can you give us some rundown on the engine and the specs?
Right, the engine started off as a 1600 dual port Volkswagen. I put Marley aluminium barrels on it, 90mm. I put a Chrysler stroke crank in it to make it up to 2 litre. Sodium cooled valves, standard carby with a different choke in it, and didn't run it above 4,200, and it's got massive torque, and it's done about 25,000 Ks when I pulled it apart, and everything's brand new in it, so I'm pretty happy with the primary design.
All right, and there's a bit of chassis work going on. Let's go over and see how the chassis is going.
All right.
And what's happening over here?
Well, we're on the home straight here as well. We've tidied up the bends and the various things in the chassis. I had to make new fuel tanks, or Travis made new fuel tanks for Travis Langman. And the reason being, I made them a long time ago and the welds all split, so my welding wasn't very good. And those tanks got thrown out because they were no good. So I've made new tanks exactly the same. And the other one goes there. Only got to put the outlets in so we can fill it. As you can see, the 2 dual fillers there. This is all raring to go, again, as I run it when I first made it in 1978 for the Repco.
So that's under the driver's seat and the passenger seat?
Yeah, it sits under the driver's seat and passenger seat. And when the fuel tank split, I know we had 2 inches of fuel sloshing around on the floor, but that's another story. But I'm not sure how we got away with that in the CAMS rules, but that, again, that's another story as well. But the rest of the chassis, it's a 67 model gearbox there with a ZF locking differential, type 3 brakes, bigger axles, combi torsion bars turned down to fit properly there, and the front's the same, modified heavily, rotated the torsion bars to give a lot more height. Added bumps and rebound stops so the shock absorber didn't have to do much work there. Run these standard supports for the beam here. They're straight off the parts list of Volkswagen. The rest is all standard brakes, standard on the front, disc brakes. This is all raring to go now, all good.
And a bit of body repairs as well?
Well, we had a little bit of body repair. When the floor pan bent, the body got a bit distorted, so that's all been fixed. A little bit of welding in some corners, but not too much damage at all, and that body's got no rust in it, which is handy, so that's all pretty good. And got to just add the oil cooler here. I've got a massive big oil cooler that sits in there. and it ends up a very light car, and that was really one of the good things about it.
How long till we're ready driving again?
Well, 3 months ago I said about 3 weeks, so I'm a bit behind, but I reckon another couple of weeks and it'll be all tidy and ready to go.
Well, there you have it. Nice to catch up with Dad and see how this Volkswagen project's coming along. I know I'm looking forward to having a drive of it. Actually, I've never driven it, so that should be a bit of fun out on the farm. Thanks again for the support. Really appreciate it. Don't forget our Perkins Engineering book about the cars that we've done with V8 Sleuth, Aaron Noonan and his team is at the printers being printed right now as we speak. Getting printed here in Australia, in Melbourne, which is a great part of what we've done there with that book. It's a fantastic book, I've got to be honest with you, 400 plus pages. There's a special drawing board section where we've released some drawings from Perkins Engineering, which is something we've never done, including all of the 49 cars. We're also releasing some information about our engines, the 198 engines we built over the years. So jump on v8sleuth.com.au and head to the bookshop to get your copy. There's only 2,500 copies, and we've sold quite a few already on the pre-order. So they're going to be out and about in October, which is fantastic. And I'll tell you right now, it is a fantastic read. So jump on board, v8sleuth.com.au, and head to their bookshop. That's it for this episode. Thank you very much for joining in. Remember, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Jump on Facebook. Share the love. We like getting back to all of our comments and all of our supporters. And don't forget our own website, perkinsengineering.com.au, and you can find all our merchandise, stickers, all sorts of gear on there. So thanks very much, guys. Look forward to the next episode. Cheers.